Not so long ago, if someone mentioned Bushnell Prairie City or West Prairie, football, winning, and tradition would come to mind. However, in the last 2 years, the two teams combined to go 0-36. That all changed this past spring when it was announced that the two teams would co-op their football programs. Within a co-op, oftentimes issues arise, such as transportation, but the Sparklones have dealt with it very well.
Well, the last few years was honestly a pretty big struggle, getting kids to want to be interested in the program, getting fans to be interested in the program, and just getting kids to buy into what you're doing. And it's just one of those things that as you go on, you hope kids start to buy in and you hope to change the mentality of everyone.
And that is exactly what the coaching staff of the Bushnell West Prairie Sparklones have done. They currently sit at 3-4, meaning that if they win their last 2 games, they are playoff eligible.
I think it got people excited about it again. I think that people weren't excited for quite a while here when nobody was winning any games, and so I think that the area has just got a little bit more excitement about it. Weight room, getting kids to basically be together in the off season and believe in what you're doing, not only during the season but beforehand, so they're not just thinking about it during the season. It's something that matters to them year round. You know, I'd say it was about a perfect mesh. I think the kids got along really well, and I think that it's something that's going to be good for years to come. I think everybody but 2 are college kids. I think every coach but 2. I like the younger staff because I think we have a lot of enthusiasm. I think we have kids that really respect us as guys who played the game recently. I would say that and we have a lot of enthusiasm for the game. Like I said, they enjoy us. I think it's very difficult. I mean, I think every coach on the staff would agree with me that's in college that trying to get your class schedule set up so you can be at every practice is tough, but you can do it.
Not only do the Sparklones have to deal with a young coaching staff with scheduling conflicts, but head coach Roy Goley commutes every day from Galesburg, Illinois, where he teaches at Churchill Junior High School.
I think it's a pretty good adjustment just based upon the fact that all the staff communicates well and we're able to pick up in places where he can't be here on time, and he's always here when he can be, so it's not like he's trying to avoid anything. It's just his commute, and we all adjust to it.
Most think football ends after practice, but not for Coach Lafferty. He utilizes film every day.
Probably literally 2 hours, because some days I'll watch more, some days I'll watch less.
Having just played a few years ago, Coach Lafferty has his own coaching tactics.
It depends specifically on the week. Some weeks, if we're doing basically our bread and butter, what we've been doing all year, I'll just kind of talk about it. But if we're doing something different scheme-wise, I'll write it down on paper and show it to them on paper. But most of the time, if it's what we usually do, I'll just tell them about it.
Down.
Coach Lafferty definitely stressed that the future is in the hands of the kids.
That all depends on the weight room. That all depends on if the kids come and do the work. That's all depending on the kids.
During the team break, Coach Goley really stressed how playing hard can lead to great outcomes. The Sparklones will finish up the season taking on Rushville Industry and South Fulton. 2 wins could put them at playoff eligible, a feat that seemed nearly impossible after the last 2 years.
Beat the Rocks on 3. 1, 2, 3, beat the Rocks!